Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Peyton and I'm the owner of the Salty Blonde Boutique. I'm also a former makeup artist for one of the world's largest beauty organizations. So today I am here to share my simple and easy hacks to get a beautiful natural highlight and contour. So today's demo is going to be a little bit different than most of the ones that I'm sure you've seen on YouTube, where they draw the little dark lines all over their face and they paste the white underneath their eyes. Today, we are going to be using minimal product in a real way that you don't have to be a makeup artist and you don't have to spend 15 minutes to blend out to be able to create. So I always like to start my videos with the basics, assuming that you know absolutely nothing about highlight and contour. So number one, what is it? Contour is a method that you can use to shape your face and sculpt it out and thin certain areas and recede certain areas that perhaps you don't like. We can do this using powders, liquids, or creams. And we want to use colors that are going to be cool based. Cool meaning either gray undertones, blue undertones, or purple undertones. Depending on your own skin tone and face shape, the color that you are going to use obviously is going to vary. If you're darker skin, you need a darker color. If you're much more fair, you're going to need a lighter color. And of course, your face shape, I'm going to drop the diagram right here.
Now this diagram just shows the basic face shapes and where you're going to apply the contour, and then the peach part is obviously where you want to apply your highlight.
Now, what is highlight? Most people think of highlight as that signature glow look. And while that absolutely adds to highlight, that isn't really what highlight is. Highlight really just refers to where you want to brighten your face and you want to draw attention, the things that you want to stand out. And highlight can be used in many different forms. Again, you can use powders, you can use liquids, and you can use creams. When it comes to highlight, there are 3 different undertones I really want you to look at. Number 1 is white, and that of course is going to be for our fair ladies. Number 2 is pink, and that is going to be more for our neutral to lighter tan ladies. And then of course there is gold, and this is for our olive all the way to the deepest, darkest skin tones. Those are the 3 undertones that you really want to pay attention to when you are picking out highlight. So now that you know what the purpose of highlight and contour is, and we've talked about the different forms it comes in and what would be best for your personal skin type, I'm going to get into the demo. So for this, as you can see, I've already done half of my face as compared to the other half. And I'm sure just looking at me straight on already, you can tell the difference in sculpting. But I'm going to get started and I am going to show you some of my favorite products to use, and I will leave the links in the description. So with contour and highlighting, it's really all about blending and getting this gradation of color. I don't like to go out and see harsh lines on people. That to me doesn't look natural and it isn't flattering. We always want our makeup to optimize our face because you're already beautiful the way you are. This is just taking your face to the next level, really sculpting out and giving you that beautiful look that you want. I'm going to be using a powder highlight because that's personally what I use for my everyday look. I find creams and liquids to be much heavier, and if you want a more dramatic look, or if you're someone who suffers from dry skin, a cream might be right for you.
So by determining where you need to put your products, you can decide which products would be best for you and the look that you want to achieve.
Today, obviously, I'm going to be contouring for my face shape, which is more of an oval face shape. So if you take a look at those charts that I showed you on the previous slide, I recommend you do a little research and find out what is best for your face shape. So for my oval face shape, one of the easiest techniques and also one of the most common is called the 3&E method. And basically, we are going to draw a 3 like such, and then hence on the other side, you would call it an E. Depending on the look I want and what time of year it is, I always use different color contours. Right now, one of my very favorite ones to use, and I've been using it for many years, is by TooFaced Cosmetics, and it is their Chocolate Soleil Contour. Remember, with contour, it's really important that number 1, it's matte, and number 2, it has a cool undertone to it. Cool meaning purple, gray, blue, because we want it to resemble shadow, not to have that orange glow that your bronzer is going to have. Next thing, you're going to want a small brush. I use this one here. This is a It Cosmetics brush, and it doesn't have to be exactly like this, but you want it to be small and you want it to be a little bit rounded on the end so you can really fine tune right where you want the color. You don't want to use a big powder brush, otherwise it gets really muddy really quickly and you look weird and your skin tone is ashy, and that's not cute. So I'm going to dip in to my contour color, and I like to start around my forehead. And I'm gonna start and even push it a little into my hairline just to help blend. Now, normally when I'm in my bathroom, my hair is pulled up in a ponytail, but since I'm doing this video, I wanted to look a little cute, so I put my hair down. So pull your hair up when you do this. And as you can see, I'm staying really close to my scalp and I'm blending out that line. So next I'm going to do right here where I want my cheekbones to be. And the best way to do this is to come from the top of your ear and kind of sculpt down. Now you can go deeper if you really want that sculpted out look, or you can start your line a little bit further back if you don't want it quite as noticeable. As you see here on this side, I go in about 2/4 of my face and I leave just this inner 1/4 blank. So I'm going to repeat this on the other side, starting at the top of the ear. And you can always make the fishy face to help guide that line. So you can see right there, I'm leaving it nice and harsh, and I will blend it out just so you can kind of see how that looks. And then the last part here, I'm going to sculpt out this side of my face. So as you see, this looks nice, tight. There's no double chin action going on. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just bring this jawline kind of up. So I'm going to start here at the bottom behind the ear. And I'm gonna work down not all the way to my chin because I don't wanna square this off. But again, I just wanna slim, and I even brush down a little. I'm gonna put a little bronzer just to blend all that together, but just to kind of soften up that line. Now, just like there's different places to contour for your face shape, there is also different places to contour for your nose shape. So I'm gonna recommend you do a little research, and I'll show you a little slide here.
I really love this example because you can see the power of the highlight in the contour, but also it looks really beautiful and blended out and super natural on her face.
So now I'm going to contour my nose to slim it out. Now that I have placed my contour, I'm gonna move on to my highlight. And one of my favorites to use is this Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Of course, you're gonna want it a couple shades lighter than your foundation so that it does actually bring that lightness forward to these areas. So my favorite places for highlight are, of course, under the eye, the bridge of the nose, the tip of the chin, and I already did this half, so I'm gonna do this half. A couple dabs right here underneath your contour to just kind of give everything a lift. It's really going to bring all the focus to these parts of the face, and then this part here almost acts as like a little push-up bra for your face. So you can use your finger, you can use a blending sponge, or you can use a brush. It really just depends on what you like to do. I like to use the warmth of my fingers personally, so I'm going to do that.
I use small circular pats just to blend in my highlight, and I like to make sure that I go up around the orbital bone and then also down into the nasal fold, just making sure that I blend that color in with my existing foundation and there are no harsh lines. Then I blend underneath the contour towards the chin.
I'm also going to throw a little highlight just right in the center of the forehead. And again, I'm going to blend out with my finger. Now that we've put on our highlight and contour, you can really see where things are popping out. But now it's all about how to get that beautiful blended gradation of color so you don't look like you're walking around with these odd little lines on your face. So after you've placed your contour and your highlight where you want it, I highly recommend you use a bronzer. This one, if you want, you can use a glow or you can use a matte, just depends on the particular look that you like. But take your big fluffy powder brush, dip in your favorite bronzer, and then start here at the cheek, making sure to keep the bronzer above this contour line. Again, you don't want that muddy look, so you do not want to go underneath of that. Then come over here on your forehead and blend down here. Kind of pinch the brush together so that you don't go too wide, but blend that color out. Again, this gives us this beautiful gradient color instead of these harsh, odd lines. And then come here down on your neck a bit and just kind of buff it out. So before I apply my signature glow that I have over here and I blend out these lines, I do like to throw my blush right in here because again, I really want these colors to gradiate and balance each other out. So you can pick whichever blush obviously is going to go with your look for that day. I'm using some nice kind of warm peach tone blushes. So I'm just going to throw these on real quick here. Just kind of over top of my bronzer, and again taking that color slightly up a little bit further, so again we have that beautiful gradient balance. And I also do a little bit right here around the orbital bone, again just kind of places where the sunlight would naturally hit you and these colors would naturally pop. So now to blend out this contour line that I'm left with, I use what's called a dry brush. And a dry brush is just a big kind of dense, fluffier side brush that you're going to use that you don't actually apply any product on. It's really just for blending. And this is a big secret that a lot of makeup artists use. So I'm going to take my dry brush and I'm going to just buff back and forth, little teeny motions, until my contour line is blended out and now you're not seeing that harsh line. So we see here and here. And I'm going to do the sides of my nose, same thing. And just little teeny circular motions, blending that out so there's no more odd, harsh lines. See the difference? Now it's time to apply our signature glow. So if you wanted to be done at this step, you totally could. However, I enjoyed this really pretty glow lit from within look. I think it helps you look really healthy and really youthful. So one of my favorite ones I'm using right now is also by Tarte. It is called the Shape Tape Glow Wand. It also comes with a little sponge at the end, the beauty blender, shall we call it. I prefer to use my finger. Again, the warmth just kind of helps melt everything in together. And you want this to be about the same color as your concealer. So I'm just going to come in, I'm going to apply right on top of the cheekbone like this. And then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to pat in small circular motions around this eye area, top of the cheekbone, and then right here around this orbital bone as well. And then normally I take what's left over and I put it right here, center bridge of my nose and above my top lip, just to bring that glow into focus. So now I'm going to finish the rest of this makeup here on this eye, throw my lips on, and I will show you the complete look.
This demo really just scratches the surface of highlight and contour. It's something that I could talk about for at least another 30 minutes, but I wanted everyone to be able to see something that was super easy and simple and be able to find some products that are virtually foolproof.
If you're also interested in some casual chic style, I left a link for my boutique, so be sure and check us out as we get new inventory every week in sizes small all the way through 3X. I really hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today and learning a little bit about super simple, easy and quick highlight and contour. If you love beauty hacks, hair demos, and product reviews, make sure to like and subscribe Salty Blonde Style right here so you can catch our next video.